The stars have always been a source of wonder for humanity, but when a mysterious craft crashes in the middle of a remote desert, it's no longer about gazing up. It's about what or who has come down to Earth. It was the kind of night that made you feel small under the vast, open sky. Sarah Jennings, a scientist who had spent her life studying the stars, was out in the Nevada desert, far from any city lights. She loved the quiet, the isolation, and the fact that the sky was full of secrets. But this night was different. The peace of the desert was shattered by a sudden, deafening sound. The ground shook beneath her, and she looked up, heart racing, as a streak of light cut across the sky. A strange object, larger than any meteor she had seen, was hurtling toward Earth. Her first instinct was to run, but her curiosity kept her rooted to the spot. She watched as the object hit the ground with a violent crash, kicking up a cloud of dust. In the distance, she saw the glowing wreckage of what seemed like a spacecraft. Sarah grabbed her gear and rushed toward the site, heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. Was this a military craft? A satellite crash? Or something else entirely? When she reached the crash site, she found it eerily quiet. The wreckage of the spacecraft was smoldering, but there was no sign of life, or at least, no human life. She cautiously approached, her flashlight flickering over the surface of the craft. Then, through the broken panels, she saw it, a figure, crouched and barely moving. It was humanoid, but not human. Her breath caught in her throat. She had studied the stars and the possibility of life beyond Earth for years, but she never imagined she would be the one to encounter it. The creature, tall and slender, had a strange, shimmering skin that seemed to change color in the dim light. Its face was obscured by a translucent helmet, but Sarah could make out its eyes, large and dark, full of intelligence and something else she couldn't quite place. Are you all right?" she whispered, unsure if it could even understand her. The creature stirred, its hand reaching up to remove the helmet. Sarah gasped as its face was revealed. It was an alien, but it looked surprisingly human except for the smooth, almost translucent skin, and the glowing patterns running across its cheeks. Its mouth opened, but no sound came out. Instead, a soft hum filled the air, and for a moment, Sarah could feel the words in her mind. "I am Orion." Sarah's mind raced. The alien wasn't just a visitor, it was from Orion, one of the brightest constellations in the night sky. Her first instinct was to call for help, but the creature's eyes seemed to hold her in place, a silent plea for her to stay. There was something about it, something different from all the stories she had read or the theories she had studied. This wasn't an invasion. It wasn't a threat. Over the next few days, Sarah managed to keep the alien hidden, bringing it food and water as it recovered from the crash. She began communicating with it in ways that defied logic. There were no words, no language, just a strange, mental connection that allowed them to understand each other. She learned that its name was Orion, and it had traveled across the stars from a distant galaxy. Orion had come to Earth not by accident, but by design. There was a message it needed to deliver, one that could change the course of human history. The alien didn't explain it all at once. It was as though it was still trying to process everything itself. The more Sarah learned, the more she realized how deeply connected the visitor from Orion was to Earth and how much it had been watching humanity for centuries. Sarah's growing bond with Orion was both exhilarating and terrifying. She had become an integral part of the alien's mission, but she wasn't sure if humanity was ready for what was coming. Orion's presence on Earth wasn't just a visit, it was a catalyst. The alien was part of a larger plan, a plan to introduce humanity to the greater universe, but only if humans were ready to embrace it. One night, Orion revealed something astonishing: it wasn't alone. There were others out there, other beings, scattered across the galaxy, watching, waiting. Some were friendly, others not so much. The real question was, how would Earth respond to the truth of their existence? Would humanity be able to accept the idea of being part of something larger, or would fear and distrust lead to chaos? Sarah spent sleepless nights contemplating this. She couldn't deny that the world wasn't ready for such a revelation, but she couldn't ignore the potential either. Orion had chosen her, of all people, to help make this decision. She had to decide whether to share this truth with the world or keep it hidden, and the consequences of either choice weighed heavily on her mind. As Sarah prepared to reveal Orion to the world, she encountered resistance from unexpected places. A shadowy government organization had caught wind of the alien presence. They had their own agenda, and they didn't want the truth to get out. They saw Orion as a threat, a weapon to be controlled. They were determined to take the alien, study it, and prevent anyone from learning about its true purpose. In a moment of desperation, Sarah had to make a choice. Should she trust the authorities who believed humanity wasn't ready for such a monumental change, or should she stand with Orion, revealing the truth to the world, regardless of the consequences? The decision wasn't easy. Sarah knew that by going public, she would be putting both herself and Orion in grave danger. But the more she thought about it, the more she realized that hiding the truth wasn't the solution. The world needed to know, and humanity needed to decide for itself whether it would embrace the universe or turn away in fear. With the government closing in, Sarah made her move. She broadcasted the message first to the media, then to the world. Orion, standing beside her, silently communicated the truth to the people of Earth. The alien didn't speak, but the message was clear: humanity was not alone. The world erupted. Some people embraced the truth, ready to join the cosmic community. Others panicked, fearing the unknown. Governments scrambled to control the situation, and global tensions reached a boiling point. But in the midst of the chaos, something extraordinary happened. The majority of people, despite their fears, began to look up. They saw the stars not as distant dots, but as part of a larger, interconnected reality. As the dust settled, Sarah found herself standing at the crossroads of a new era. The decision to reveal Orion had changed everything, but it had also opened the door to new possibilities. The alien visitor from Orion had not come to conquer or destroy. It had come to offer a choice: to stay in the darkness of ignorance or to embrace the light of the universe. In the end, humanity had made its choice. The world wasn't ready for everything, but it was ready to begin. And as Orion left Earth to return to the stars, Sarah knew that the visitor from Orion had not only changed her life but had changed the course of history forever. The ethical dilemma in this story revolves around the themes of trust, secrecy, and the consequences of revealing truths that may not be ready for public consumption. It explores the balance between the pursuit of knowledge and the potential risks of exposing humanity to the unknown. The story raises questions about the morality of withholding life-changing information for the greater good versus the right of individuals to make their own choices. It challenges the idea of government control and secrecy in the name of safety, urging the audience to think about the broader implications of truth, fear, and progress.